And welcome back to the Everest Curling Club Championship. I'm Jennifer Jones, and together with my partner Brent Lang, we are here for some live action. It's a men's draw right now. We're going to be following Team Quebec against Team British Columbia. The first time we've seen either of these teams, and I'm excited to get started.
Yeah, non-stop action here. Not a long break between draws. This West Edmonton Mall is full of curling for the entire week, leading into Black Friday coming up. But should be a good game here. I do know a couple of the players from Quebec. I'm familiar with them from the mixed doubles world, and I do know they bring a ton of intensity to the game. And a familiar last name, Louis Biron's son, Marc-Antoine, is playing on this team as well. So I expect them to be a solid team.
Yeah, and we played mixed doubles against Skip of Team Quebec, Jasmine Goubeau. Very great, good mixed doubles player with his wife.
Oh.
Just a little bit heavy, a little strong. Wanted that at the top of the forefoot instead of the back of the forefoot, but a nice shot to start the game.
Team BC here. Skipped by Ron Schmidt. I understand he throws third rocks, though. Ron and Norm apparently have curled together, the skip and third, since 1989, which is quite impressive. Call for the corner guard here. Get some aggression going early. Some offense for BC after winning the draw, trying to cash that into a multiple score here in the first end.
Now, two of the players from British Columbia. Hi, Stu. You scared me.
Sorry, didn't mean to.
We have Stu in the booth. He's here to announce the games. It's just really, every little part of this event is all about replicating what it's like to be at the Scotties in the Briar. From the announcer, Stu, who's been with us since 2002. My first Scotties, we broke into the scene together, Stu, didn't we? Just yesterday.
Seems like.
You can't have a national championship without the voice of curling.
No, you cannot. So we are just, I was just saying that the team from British Columbia, two of the players have played together since 1989.
Crazy.
That's even longer than you and me, Stu.
No kidding.
Yeah, that's hard to do.
I know.
Very hard to do.
Center guard there was called for by Jasmine Guibeau, but Kevin slipped into the rings, so we're going to see a double takeout attempt here.
The key, again, as we've talked about many times, is just making sure you keep the shooter in play. Try to dictate play a little bit and not giving free draws to your opposition. Looks like this is over curled just a little bit and it's going to roll out.
Be interesting to see if, I was going to say if he peels the guard, but going to stay on the semi-offense here and throw a tight guard.
It's his mixed doubles experience. Offense, offense, offense. I like it.
All you get to do in mixed doubles. That's what makes it exciting for sure. This is Marc-Antoine, the second. First look at him. It seems the Quebec teams always have a ton of passion. Do you find that, Jen?
I love it.
Me too. I really enjoy it, but there's always a lot of emotion coming out of the majority of the Quebec teams. None more so than Jean-Michel Menard himself.
And we slipped in again. It might be a little bit faster than the players are anticipating. Quebec had first practice, and it seems Quebec was second practice. So I'm a little bit surprised because the speed should be the same as practice. Something to watch for. So again, another takeout from British Columbia, trying to make the double, but the key is to stick around and play.
Another early overcurl, I think, here, Jen.
Maybe not thrown quite as hard as they expected. Just got to slow down to stay in play, and it just rolls out.
Now we're seeing a shift in gears from Team Quebec, potentially.
Asking his team what they prefer. Oh, no, back to the offense, top 12.
He's calling it in the rings here, though. Just going to continue to give BC the chance to make a good hit and roll or a double.
We were sitting talking with some of these guys last night. They're a ton of fun.
Absolutely.
Really excited to be here. They've got some support, some family that's come to watch and do a little bit of shopping in this wonderful mall.
We're even fortunate enough to receive a couple small bottles of the Quebec maple syrup.
And that is my favorite. So thank you. Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Oh, perfect. That's exactly where he tapped the broom.
Right where he wanted it, absolutely.
So we're going to see a hit and roll here from Team BC. Now let's see if we can stay in the rings and change it up a little bit for Team Quebec. Make them make that perfect hit and stay. Randy Barrett.
Trying to make this one curl. Their first wide miss.
And success in the sense that we removed it from play.
Même shot, Dan.
The mem shot, same thing.
I think that was a little combination of French and English. Mem shot.
Yeah, I like it.
Me too.
For English, I think it's called.
I think it's for us so we can.
I hope they mix in some English. I'll try my best, but my French is not fantastic.
Thumbs up.
Dan DeWard here in his bio said he lived in Barrie, Ontario for a while, which is
Close to where we are.
right where we're living these days. And one of his curling influences was a name from my past, Daryl McKenzie, a great guy from the Barrie area, a guy I used to curl against when I was younger.
Just a little bit heavy. But I actually a pretty good spot. It's hard double
Tough
takeout
double
to
to
make stay. Yeah, so we're going to see a hit and roll. Looks like a control type weight, board weight. And this is third Norm Cote.
No, this is Ron actually,
right.
because Cote you can see in the house there.
My apologies.
So Ron calls the game but throws third stones. Sounded like that was a fairly new thing that over the 30 years they've played together, they've played a bunch of different positions, but this is where they feel most comfortable now. That's a very nice shot. The game from Ron.
That's fine.
I think he might have just touched a little bit of the stone, and we're just going to leave it in play.
Control, Dan. À peu près 18 pouces. 18 pouces à deux pieds. Control.
So Jasmine calling it the hit and stay here. I think Dan's reaction was, do you want to just peel it out of there? I mean, we definitely don't want to jam it in the first end. New path.
Fancy broom from Quebec this time, Brent.
There it is, but it's the same Tucker. It's the Tuckers for sure. Fresh path. This one's curling. Unfortunately, that was a little bit predictable. I think we've got a jam here on our hands. And I think that was Dan's concern. Looked like a fairly well thrown rock and just not a great result.
Didn't look like it was quiet. If anything, it looked like it was overthrown, and it still made the move. So now BC's got their first chance kind of for an offensive opportunity. Hit to slide 2. Control weight, board weight hit. No matter where this rolls, though, Brent, there will be a double.
Yeah, tough to roll unless you're throwing peel weight and roll way wide, but he is lying too. Just kind of a little bit out of nowhere. Chance for a deuce in the first. So just to keep us on our toes, looks like Quebec's going to switch up an order here on us too. They got Marc-Antoine throwing second and holding the broom for Jasmine. We're going to have to really pay attention here, Jen.
We are. Perfect.
Well thrown.
Perfect
Great
shot. Yeah, nice shot.
Good start for Ron. 2 great shots.
And now the double takeout attempt from Team Quebec.
We know Jasmine likes to throw the high hard one.
Yes, and he's very good at them. He's made them a lot against us.
So I would expect him to be close, but...
Peel?
Yeah, I got that one. That's for you to decide. What did he say there?
Well, I can't hear if you're talking over him. Just a little bit. He thinks it's not going to curl very much. Just a little bit less ice.
There we go. I got that part. Super positive player. Great guy off the ice. Fun to be around, Jasmine is.
Yeah, we got to play in a few of the Quebec events this year, Brendan. Mixed doubles. Great atmosphere.
They do have a great camaraderie on that tour. This one's high, I think, still, Jen.
Trying to make it curl. Perfect.
Well made.
Okay, what turn you like? Huh? On the end? Yeah. Control? Yeah.
Now you want to make sure you hit and stay on this shot so that Team Quebec can't come around the corner guard and force you to a single point. BC is very happy here to blank out this end and try again in the second end.
Go, clean.
So a little look around the rings here. We've got a full slate of action here, all 5 sheets. Looks like no problem here for Norm Cote to hit that on the nose. But over on sheet E, we've got a men's game, Ontario versus Newfoundland, with Greg Balsden, an old junior rival of mine. Played Greg probably 50 times over the years, but off to a good start there. Yukon versus Northwest Territories, the Battle of the North on the men's side. And then 2 women's games over with, looks like Newfoundland versus Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick is taking on Team Ontario. All in the first end, no scores to report just yet. Osmond's going to stick with the pretty firm weight here. I don't know if he's taking on the long roll. Looks like they're trying.
And now a blank attempt.
Make sure we hit it.
Team British Columbia.
But yeah, throw peel at it.
Throw peel, but as Norm said, make sure we hit it. Wayne Medall used to famously say the first rule of a takeout is you got to take something out. Ron seems to be a believer in that rule. BC team's from Courtenay, BC. That's on Vancouver Island, isn't it, Jen?
I believe so, yes.
Yep.
Beautiful part of our country.
Yep. Clean. Clean.
Sounds like a make.
Clean.
A blank to start the game. BC keeps the hammer heading into the second end.
Get him,
Yeah,
boys.
blank attempt, and we'll try again in the second end.
That's a good peel.
We're back live at West Edmonton Mall for continuing action of the Everest Curling Club Championship. Starting off the second end, we had a blank in the first, and Team BC still has the hammer. First shot of Team Quebec is trying to throw attempted guard attempt.
Looks like Kevin's a little heavy on this one
Yeah,
again.
so audible, they're trying to get it in the forefoot.
Menard, a familiar last name, but doesn't seem to be any relation to the famous Jean-Michel Menard, the 2006 Brier champion out of Quebec. BC sticking with the offense, going to throw up the corner guard. But this one looks like they think it's a little heavy too.
It's a little strong on our draws in this game so far.
This one looks to be sliding into the rings as well. Making our job hard on us here, Jen. Not a lot to talk about when we're throwing our guards in the rings. Obviously, it's a little bit faster than probably both teams think. Every miss has been heavy.
It's nice just to get a feel for the ice, though. These players can make some fairly simple shots, simple takeouts, simple draws, and feel comfortable. It looks a little bit straighter, Brent, than we've seen, maybe. I mean, when I say straighter, it's not straight.
No.
The ice is perfect, absolutely perfect. Missed that one on the over curl. Just spins out.
So we'll see if BC throws another corner guard or if they're going to try and, yeah, I like it. Ron's going to stick with it. I'm going to give Mike here, Mike Mears, another shot at getting a corner guard up that they can use to generate some offense.
They like this one better. It's nice to hear. 2-3 is perfect. Halfway tight guard.
Good, Mike. Go, Mike.
That's sliding too. front of the rings. So we can't, Team Quebec cannot remove that guard from play because it's in the free guard zone. You have to wait till 5 rocks are in play. As a result, we have a guard attempt.
Demi. No.
Looks a little strong again. It's on a pretty good line, but hoping it slows down.
Curl fort. Curl très fort, les boys.
Got to stop curling, I think.
J'ai dit à curl très fort. Non.
Too much curl is what
Good.
Skipper was saying.
Pretty good guard, though.
Yeah, you can see probably a little bit, but it looks like they're going to play the run back. I don't mind a hack weight chase. Even if you rub on the front, you might roll in.
Randy Baird here is originally from Winnipeg.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, look at the slide. Doesn't that tell it all?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Played most of his curling in Winnipeg at the Granite Club. That's the club that still
Granite
holds
Curling
it.
Club, yeah.
Plays in his heart. Moved to Courtenay, BC 11 years ago when he retired. Great place to retire to. I've got to think, I don't know a lot about Courtenay, but the weather might be better there than in Winnipeg, Jen.
It's hard to beat the weather in
This time of
Winnipeg.
year, yeah. I guess that's up for debate.
Well, it's always a white winter, which is kind of nice.
That's true.
But get to go outside and enjoy the snow.
Sometimes a white spring as well, white fall.
Sometimes, yeah.
Un peu plus large que l'autre.
Ooh, we're going to see another guard from Team
Faut que ça
Quebec.
curl. Non, faut que ça curl, les boys. Elle s'en vient.
Jasmine thinks Marc-Antoine has this one a little bit wider, but he's...
2,5, boys. Go, Dan. Whoa.
It's a little bit lighter, so it's, and it doesn't look like there's a lot of handle on that. You can see the rock is not really spinning as it comes to rest, but it's perfect. But that's why it curled so much. Now we're seeing the chase. You can see probably a third of that stone on the outside.
Randy doesn't look super excited to throw this shot.
No, it won't look good from the hack. And it's a tough shot to throw because if you're on the guard, most of the time you chip the guard in. But you don't want to go by everything. Just look a little bit inside.
He's not going to go by everything, that's for sure.
Really good sweeping from Team BC.
Here from Norm Cote.
What a shot.
And roll buried.
A little bit strong.
Oh, wow. What a shot.
Shot of the day so far. That's an unbelievable shot.
Made that look quite easy.
Yes, he did.
You can see why Norm throws last but sweeps. That was a great sweep from Norm. Held that pretty much straight all the way down the ice there and made that shot. Randy threw the right weight. Now Quebec's got a bit of a decision to make. Don't want to leave that buried. It's a tough chase. Play the freeze, I think, here, Jen. So a little bit of a new path, a bit of a guess here on curl. See if Dan's up for the challenge.
Patient. Non. On est où? Back 4. Kev. Non. Non, les gars. Non, on est trop tard, Dan.
A little wide and a little heavy. And that's all
It's trying
takes.
so hard.
Almost
so
perfect.
close. Pretty good, though. He stayed for shot rock, so we're going to see Team BC having to deal with this stone. You want to make sure that you roll. If you roll inside, though, Team Quebec's in a bit of trouble.
It looks like the straight jam might be a challenge as well. It might outcount that second one if you ever just nosed it. Pretty precise shot here. Ron showed us he's a pretty good hitter in the first end, though. See if he can keep that trend going.
There's room to go right on top of ours again.
Yeah, Ron said it there.
Just quietly through.
You have
Yep.
about 2/3 of that stone low and roll right on top of the yellow and lay 2 buried would be pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
Now we need a big scrub out of Mike Mears here trying to hold this one.
Hold them.
he stays in the rings, it's actually a pretty good result.
It's a good result, absolutely.
And I think he stayed for shot from this angle.
Looks like it. Got that one a little inside out, out of his hand a little early, but good weight and a great sweep, and they get something out of it. Couldn't go by.
Oh, nope. Rouge.
Go around, eh?
So Quebec is line one.
Big shot here for Dan. There are 2 kickers, so got to get this one not only in the rings to lie 2, but also buried where they can't chase it very easily.
That was out.
Sweepers aren't
Just a wait.
aren't loving it early. They think it's a little heavy.
Overcurve, pareil.
We know this will finish.
Ouais, yep.
Oh, no. Not sure if that picked or if they just kind of lost it, but
Pull back for us, boys.
not a great result there, Jen.
No, it wasn't. And it's, again, you just have to believe it's going to curl. I'm not sure if that grabbed some debris. It did really move sideways. The speed came off. It's just one of those, if the speed is close, you kind of have to have a broom down and ready to go.
Okay. Toe control. Should run better.
Just going to throw a little bit more weight here. Chance for BC to lie 3. 2 center guards might come into play, but somebody's going to make a hit and roll back there eventually, or a draw. A lot more weight than his first one. This one should run a lot straighter. I could hear somebody mention it's just really heavy. Heavier than they expected, maybe.
Pretty good result. Team Quebec doesn't want to really take on the risk of throwing a draw while Team BC is lying 2 in the house. So we'll see hit and roll, and then there's going to be a come around attempt or something from Team BC to try to get their 2 points.
Normal, je pense. Yeah, hit and roll.
It's normal weight here. Play the hit and roll. Could roll right to the yellow. Would be great. Anywhere buried would be great. Really important to get shot rock here, Jen, or else I think BC probably just draws around, and then you're looking at kind of 2 buried. You got to make a run back.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Whoa.
Seen these run straighter than everybody
Let's go,
expects
Jen.
out wide. Almost jammed it. And now an opportunity for BC. Open come around, I would expect. Somebody's going to get around those center guards and put some pressure on the other team.
We got room? Or is that crazy? Yeah, let him make something in here. No, then he's just going to go. I think we got to beat him. I think we got to beat him here. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah,
Way out there.
Yeah.
good conversation there, but I think they've decided on the right shot.
We got to come up a bit.
Yeah.
The hard part about this shot, though, Bren, is that the guard is, as you can see, it's on the Everest logo, but off the center line. So they have to go so wide to come around this guard. And a lot of the times it's actually probably going to be in the hole.
Yeah, definitely a hole to chase through, but even if it is, Jen, it's not a comfortable
No, I agree.
shot against 3. Key here
Just
is
the
you gotta
amount of
lie
ice,
2
the amount of ice you have to take. You might be better off to throw the out turn.
around the tight one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
line's
disagree
little
with you.
tight.
Yeah, and you got to sweep
Little
this
tight.
early.
Tight
'cause-
line.
You didn't want to hear that.
Gotta go.
You really didn't want to hear tight early, but
Hard guy.
you see,
Just
it's a good
seems to be
sweeping
holding,
team.
yeah.
They're
You
holding it.
Gotta go.
Got to
Hard
go for
guy.
speed.
They're holding
Line's
this.
really
This
good.
is
Gotta
looking
go
pretty
straight. Gotta
good.
get it here.
Got to get it in the rings,
Gotta
fellas.
get it here.
Come on. Come on.
All 3 of them are out there. Just needs to go a little bit more. What a
Oh, there it is.
scrub. What a
That was
scrub.
all Ronnie Schmidt there at the end. The skip coming out.
Yeah, it's
saving the
always a
day.
skip. Yep. We do
Hey.
save the day.
I was the one who said it. So, and what that actually does is makes it so it's just because it's top 12, it didn't get to the hole. But as Jen said, if that was, you know, on the top 4 foot, it's probably going to be right in that hole. But forcing Quebec here probably to play a draw that is going to bring a steal into play. Good situation for BC, but as much as it doesn't look great for Quebec, it's actually a pretty good situation to steal here.
If they can make a good draw. So we're seeing the outturn. He thought even if he was a bit heavy, he could come to the back, the stone at the back of the 12 foot, the yellow stone at the back of the 12 foot, and really just force Team BC to 1 point.
This would be very close to their draw to the button for hammer pre-game path, so they should know this fairly well.
Je pense à la bonne ligne. C'est la même ligne que le draw, Kevin. 4 secondes. 4:05, je me rends dessus.
4 seconds, so 4 seconds. They're talking splits there. Two things here. You want to make sure you don't hear tight line early. That's not something you want to hear on a come around. And then just give the sweepers some weight that they can work with.
Line's really good. Yep. Yep.
Oh, did that pick?
I think it might have. Good news for them is they don't have to tap the red stone very hard.
Dan's working on it, but
This is a plan B.
unfortunate there. I think that was a soft pick early.
I agree.
Got second shot, and not super easy. I mean, hit and roll wide, or I think that's probably the play. Don't want to
get to the nose, but
don't think you want to deal with that guard.
you can get to nose.
Yeah. Okay.
You like that?
I stand
Get to
corrected.
nose is really good. Wait, just board? Sure. Just get to nose.
What do you think, Jen? I'd be a little bit nervous trying to get to nose.
I would, yeah. I would probably play the hit and roll wide. Hope to stick around, and if you roll out, you could still get 2.
Exactly.
Even if you roll out, you got 2 anyways, right?
Oh, his earpiece is working.
Yeah.
I think he heard you.
I think board. Okay. Just so that we can keep the shooter around.
Yeah, I think it's in the second end, it's still a bit of a new path. I think it's a heavy board or, just easier control weight shot. Hit it high, make sure you get 2.
Exactly. You can stick it on, and great.
Quite a bit of room to roll to. Just really don't want to hit kind of 9/10 of this rock. Jam it on the back, that would be heartbreak.
Yep. 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 Whoa. 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 Close. No. Curl. Curl.
It's a little heavier than they wanted, but it looks very close, Brent.
It's a great throw. Just a little bit hard, exactly.
Okay.
But good line call.
They got their 2.
Making sure the deuce there. And 2-0 BC after 2. Quebec will have hammer in the third end when we come back.
Welcome back to our great action here at the West Edmonton Mall for the Everest Curling Club Championship. A nice 2 points. It was a well-generated end with a very nice hit and roll from BC's second, Randy Barrett. It was a perfect hit and roll, Brent.
That's exactly what set up that deuce there. Tough shot. We got the weight right. Great sweep from and off they went. Sorry, my apologies. So you're going to see switch gears here. Quebec with the hammer. They'll be the ones trying to throw up the corner guards and get something generated.
C'est Max, il y a quoi?
A couple of updates for you. Looks like Ontario stole one against Newfoundland on the men's side in the first end, and Newfoundland's got a tough shot for one in the second. Looks to me like Yukon is down 1, but drawing for 3 in the second end here against Northwest Territories. in the men's. And then over on the ladies' side, Nova Scotia up 2-1 with playing the third end against Newfoundland and New Brunswick. Gave up a single in the first and then snapped a 3-ball against Ontario on the women's side over to lead 3-1 playing the third end. So good corner guard up there for Team Quebec. BC going to draw another one in the house, Jen? I missed the call there.
Yeah, you know what? I was checking out the action as well.
Looks like the ice for definitely not a guard. Looks like they're just
trying to choke
fill
off the
rings.
corner, yeah.
When in doubt, fill the rings.
Needs it. Gotta go.
Norm and Randy have been sweeping machines here. That's an okay miss. It's a little bit short of where they wanted.
Neither team will be unhappy with that. I think that's an opportunity for Quebec, but not a bad stone for BC either.
Again, broken record, but you just want to make sure you hit and stay, Brent. You can't roll out.
Quebec sticking with a fairly heavy takeout weight, Jen. Taking tight ice,
Whoa.
throwing it.
Yep.
This one doesn't look that heavy. I think that's maybe tight ice for this weight.
Yep. Whoa. Done.
Looking pretty close.
Great sweeping team, Quebec.
Go.
Just clean.
What a
absolutely
shot.
perfect.
And Team Quebec has a lot of fans here. It's all awesome.
The fans from Quebec share the passion of the Quebec players, for sure.
Yes.
Always an entertaining
Or go right here. You can go
section of the arena at the Brier and the Scotties each year.
I like this come around call. They originally thought about the run back. Just need to be above the red stone in the house. So top 4.
Room. Yep. Needs it for a weight, doesn't it?
Spot's really curling again, Jen.
It
No, wait.
is.
Straight.
Saw this in the last draw early in the game. Lost a lot on the over curl
Little rub would be good.
on the out turn going away. And then as the game went on after the second half, it kind of straightened out a little bit and started to see some wide misses.
Perfect line on that stone. Just a little bit light.
Ah, c'est nous autres, oui. OK, j'aille pas ça. Back 8.
Okay. Jasmine's decided let's lie too, but likes how it's looking in the middle and is going to draw open.
Même si on va back 8, puis lui, après ça, s'en vient là, on est mort.
Yeah.
He's saying if we go back 8, do you think that they're going? Yeah. That would be my fear. If they go back 8 and if BC ever elects to draw, yes, you might bring 3 into play, but if they make a good draw, they take away both your stones that are counting. So
I think this is the right call, Jenna. This is exactly what I would like to see happen.
yeah, and it's hard to keep it in the 8-foot with just where the other yellow stone is in the ring at the top of the house.
It's going to curl, fellas. I think they got to start to sweep this for line. It must be.
Kevin! Whoa!
Don't think whoa's the right word.
It's more than a stone in the 12-foot. They have to get it by, and they just lost it just a little bit. Perfect weight.
Pretty good spot, though.
There's a double available, I
make the double.
think.
It's a little bit buried. Quite easily hit it a little high and tick the yellow. Might still make the double off the yellow, though. Room to jam it on the red, too, but
Try it. Sure.
the last time I said Randy had a tough shot, he made it perfect, so.
All right. Are you bored? Want board?
Just making sure they hit and stay board weight.
I like control.
Okay.
You're trying to make the double.
Yeah, that was my concern as
Either
well.
that or run the yellow in.
That's pretty good too.
Get one of them.
I like the yellow. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, run this one in.
Yeah.
Room up here.
Okay. I think this makes sense too, Jennifer.
Yeah, I like this call.
Normal.
I'm just trying to open it up. You just scored 2 points. You want to make sure you don't give back any more than 2.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Curl. Whoa. Straight.
Looks pretty good. Randy with the run double almost.
Nice shot, Randy.
That's a good shot.
Oh, nice.
Impressed with Randy early. The Winnipeg roots coming through, making lots of shots. Even a double there for Quebec. I think there's a lot of other options here. Make this double in line 2. You're going to leave a nose double back for BC, but you do have 2 corner guards and still on second shot here, so lots of time in the end to remake the deuce if this doesn't work out.
Whoa! Close! Kevin! Kevin!
So he's got a curl.
Kevin!
It's pretty good.
Shot.
No problem there
Nice
from
shot.
Marc-Antoine Biron. Even a little broom twirl, I like it.
Right on the nose.
Normal?
Yeah, normal.
As you can see here, playing the double takeout, hits it perfectly. Knew right away that he made the shot. Now double back, and
Get that.
Right.
Speed back, it's like so weird. I'm like, who else is
Okay,
like
right in
me?
the nose.
I love the camaraderie. It's awesome. So even if Team BC does make this double, you may see Team Quebec come around those 2 corner guards.
I would hope so. I think
The shot stone that's just about to be thrown would be just in the 12 foot.
Ron Schmidt looking to nose hit this. Drive it straight back and catch that other red. Very close. Just like that.
Great shot. Lots of good shots being made here. Doubles after doubles. Run backs.
That moved big at the last foot. Thought it was by it.
I was been looking at the hit or the hit and roll. Okay. It's a good opportunity to potentially go around the corner guards, but nothing wrong with this call.
Just got to make sure you roll, Brent, I think.
The nose hit won't be in the rings. Be a dangerous rock for BC to leave there, however.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
It's going to roll a little too far.
Spin back.
No,
Nope.
it did not.
Might as well go, eh, Norm?
Little
Yeah, it'd be really good.
oversweep.
Just stayed in play.
Do you think it's come down a little bit from practice? They don't seem to be sliding exactly the same. They're not gliding it, then they come to a stop, then they stop. Same as this, but I'm getting about 14 and a half now versus 15-ish earlier on. Okay. We get it half around or fully around, top 8, just so he can't come to it or go around it. Like when I'm fully buried, he just goes right around it again, right? So.
Great conversation there about the speed of the ice so that the sweepers know what to expect.
Having the piece sticking out.
And even more than that, so that Ron knows how hard to throw it.
Try and give you 14 and a half.
Line good. There it goes.
Room.
Yep. Hard, guys. Hard.
Really scrubbing this for weight.
Randy and Mike were working this right out of Ron's hand.
Just get it on. Okay, that's good.
And it's on the rings. Cuts off the corner guards. You can't, I don't think you can hit and roll behind the corners, Brent. Might be out of the ring. No.
Looks very difficult for sure, Jen. Yeah, you'd need a spin, maybe just hack weight and just hold on. I think the hit and roll away here. Starting to look like a bit of a blank end.
Yep.
You do have a catcher on the side.
Yep. Yep. React.
This one is curling. That guard's coming into question. Not quite in the
Not
rings.
quite, but in a good spot.
Very splittable.
Yeah.
That's not it.
Okay.
Get away from it, bro.
Just stay away from it, yeah.
What they're saying is they want to make sure they take enough ice that they don't tap the redstone up.
15. 15.
Playing the come around though, right?
They just took a little extra ice to prevent the tap up on the Redstone, which would be disastrous.
Yep. Lots of room yet. Lots of room. You can curl it.
Got a curl.
You can curl it.
They definitely stayed away from the red one. It was a bit of a concern though. Now they've left it open in a hit and roll.
Yeah, it's that balance between being a little bit cautious, but then not too cautious to leave a wide open hit and roll. I find those ones hard to throw, Brent.
Half turn.
Come around the tight other team's color.
Yeah, when you're trying to make it decently well, but you also know the consequences.
Bumper up.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to pick a spot. That's one of those where you don't want to fix the problem twice. You don't want to take extra ice and then the thrower throws it wide. I'm not sure if that's what happened there, but you got to take the error out with either the ice or the thrower.
Whoa!
Jasmine got that one a little bit back. He's gonna have to curl.
Get in!
Yeah, no
Right.
problem.
Roll over on the side. Perfect.
Avec un bon release,
that.
là. Out.
Just a cheeky little roll.
here,
You got a little catcher here. Throw control.
Control.
Yeah, get it here high side. You'll be good.
Control.
They want to make sure they stick around because Quebec does have a rock they can split, but this stone here at the top of the house is very splittable. So you want to make sure you stay in the rings.
Oh. Yep. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Yep.
Sounds like he's got it online here, Jen.
Yeah, it sounds like a good shot. They're going to be pleased with it. Right on the nose. A little bit of a difficult blank, actually, Brent.
Makes it feel a little tougher.
Yeah, he's gonna have to go the long way.
Yeah.
Half turn, je pense, comme ça.
Still likes the out turn. Okay.
The problem is if he hits the blank on this side, it likely goes and stays in the ring right here. So he's going to have to peel it out the long way, which is still very makeable, just a little harder.
This is expert telestrating.
turn.
You feel like you like it?
Well, I tried it off the air, and I'm not very good at it. Make it look kind of easy. So you're in the right seat again. Got the positions right on the lineup.
Okay, boys.
First rule of curling is you got to get the lineup right. That kind of
Yep.
carries over into the booth as well. Playing the out turn here, Jen. This would be easy to set it and nose this.
Whoa!
Sorry, Jasmine. I think I talked you into it. Hard to throw that at that line. Get out of there for him. No, good throw. Good shot.
It is hard to throw those across the face, but he didn't know where to put the broom. I like that shot. Nice blank end from Team Quebec, and we will carry the 2-0 BC lead into the third end. Welcome back to the Everest Curling Club Championship, sponsored by Everest Funeral Concierge, an amazing curling partner. We're super excited to be here at West Edmonton Mall. And you can tell that work has ended because there are more and more people coming in the mall and stopping to see what's going on. We've even got a Newfoundland flag. That's a very passionate Newfoundland people, fans from Newfoundland. We got Newfoundland flag hanging in the banners, or in the banner, I guess, in the upper floor of the mall. Kind of cool to see.
It is very cool to see, but yeah, the atmosphere is getting busier and busier. Unfortunately, I won't be here on Black
I
Friday,
know.
but you will be, Jen.
Today's
my
Brent's last day. I think we're going to try to go live. If anybody's interested that's watching, Brent and I might go Instagram live. You can go to my Instagram account, and we're going to try to go live between games if anybody has any questions, or you can always send some questions to my Instagram, and we will try to answer them on air. It's at JJonesCurl is my Instagram.
Always love hearing the questions for those who are watching, curling fans.
I still have a few from yesterday, Brent, we can maybe get to later in the game.
Nice.
Just up 12.
So a little mistake here early from BC. Ended up with a bit of a corner guard, which Quebec's trying to take advantage of right away with the come around, but just coming up short. Nothing wrong with that rock, though. As a front-end player, one of the sins is throwing it too far. It's hard to move a rock backwards, but you can always tap them up. Want to give your shooters, as I call them, the third and the skip, you want to give them a chance. Give
We're
them
just
some
shooters?
stuff to work with. Not just shooters,
Okay.
but you're the shooters. Shooters and sweepers. Those are the two positions in curling. No?
I think it's more to it than that, but
Got more room this time.
so I think it looks like we have a better throw here from BC lead Mike.
Probably in.
And I don't want to say his name wrong, Brent. Mike
I would say it's Mears.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mike
again,
Mears.
apologies to all the families watching. We're doing our best.
I couldn't really read your writing there.
Well, I'm doing my best too, Jen. Apologies to you.
The better look. It's a
So through
Really
on
good-
top four.
Really nice weight. Just, and you can see, like, same broom can give different results depending on the throw.
Little cheer for Quebec there from the
No.
fans.
They are
No, Dan.
a fun group.
Off
They've
out.
had fun every night here
Yeah.
at this Everest
Yeah.
Everest Club Championship.
Whoa. Dan! Whoa.
Dancing,
Whoa.
laughing,
Go, go, go,
cheering.
Go, 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 go.
It's really what it's
Good try, Kev.
a great try, Kev.
Kevin Menard with almost another perfect hit and roll, 2 ends in a row. This is, I'm going to call it here. This looks like a deuce for Quebec, I think. Double corner guards. Going to have lots of opportunities. Just need one really good shot to get one in behind that corner guard. Set up the deuce.
control.
Yep.
Randy's really played well as well. He's made lots of big shots when BC's needed them.
Close. Yep.
A perfect hit and roll.
Perfect.
But chance for the come around, whether you corner freeze it or come around that shot rock.
And the way the ice is finishing, you can come around one dead buried at the top of the 8 foot. Probably still not even be around behind the tee line, Brent. It's just it's perfect, amazing curling ice. Such a treat to play on.
Greg Awaska guy got lucky again, it sounds like, eh?
And now he's just so lucky all the time. He is one of the best, and he's just one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. I'm biased because he's from Manitoba. Just a great guy.
Soccer.
And he really does. He
S'en vient,
cares about his
s'en vient.
product. He really
Lâche
cares
pas,
about the
Dan,
ice that he
lâche pas.
creates.
Back ace correct. Back ace correct. Come on, make it curl. Come on, Dan. Lâche pas, Dan. Hard, Dan.
How do you make it curl,
Hard,
Brent? They're
Dan.
saying make it
Go
curl.
hard, push hard.
It helps to be Dan's size to start with. 6'2", 210 pounds, whatever he is. But yeah, you want to sweep kind of in the direction that you want it to go is the simplest explanation without showing anybody. Almost picture it like you're scratching the ice and that the rock's going to follow those scratches kind of like train tracks.
Little quiet.
Yep.
Similar shot here for Randy again. And Randy again has it on a really good line with the right weight. You're going to get a good result.
Once the hits go right over there.
And rolled far enough that there's no double left.
My call for the deuce
Pense
isn't
que
looking
juste
as
faire
smart
ça
as I
que
thought.
Marc,
No, we had a perfect hit and roll, and that usually kind of takes those things away.
Still one great shot away from setting up a deuce here, though. Still opportunities. Not a lot of danger yet for Quebec. Bumper weight hit and roll here. Lots of tight games going on. Newfoundland, Ontario on the men's side, 1-1 playing the fourth. Yukon and NWT tied at 2 on the men's side.
whoa,
See what Marc-Antoine came up with here.
Dan.
He liked it early, but
Dan.
now he wanted to curl.
Okay.
Just Just the early sweep probably cost them there. On the ladies' side, we've got Newfoundland and Nova Scotia tied at 2, playing the fourth end.
Just go to there.
Just go to there.
And New Brunswick up 3-2 with the hammer in the fourth end over Ontario on the ladies' draw.
Yeah. I'll be firm. Control.
Doesn't really want to nose this, does he, Jen? Leave a double and maybe a spin buried.
No, you definitely can't nose this
Two
stone.
beauties, Randy.
I'd say two
Really
beauties,
nice
Randy.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we'll flip your way. If possible.
You can feel the friendships amongst these teams, can't you, Brent?
Camaraderie is one of the best parts about our sport. Everybody's here to win, everybody's here to compete, but at the end of the day, you know, curling is a game of sportsmanship and a game of camaraderie, and you get to meet a lot of great people from across our great country.
Curl. Straight. Straight.
Straight, another one. They were a little bit scared to hit and stay. That's the right way to miss that rock.
As a front ender, that's one of those ones that drives you crazy. Curl straight, curl straight, curl straight.
You don't like that?
That's not my favorite. That's how we burn rocks. We run into each other.
It's one thing that directional sweeping has really brought into play is that there's always something to do as a sweeper. It used to be off or on, and now it's curl, straight, off, on.
I do remind Mike and Ryan from time to time that it's okay to say clean. That, you know, it doesn't always need to be curling or being held straight.
Looked like he thought something might have been under that stone, but looks like it's running okay.
Lots of room here early, but they like the line.
Yeah, there it goes. It looked like it almost grabbed. Line looks pretty. Yeah.
Corner freeze, and it's a real good shot. It's got to stop.
That's fine.
That's a good shot. That's a tricky one to remove.
I still think the yellow may be shot.
I think you're right. That's what we need on the telestrate. You need one of the, just a circle that gets bigger so you can measure. Where did you create that, Jen? With your tech skills?
I don't have those skills.
Yeah, me neither. We're lacking those in our house.
Forward, yeah.
Bella's 10 now, though.
Come down the line, yeah.
Should be close to getting those skills.
Yeah.
So they're gonna go after this firm board, try to make the takeout, even though they think they're shot rock. I don't know what else you play, Brent.
Okay, firm board.
I mean, you could guard it, I guess. That's not very comfortable. Then they come around, but if you certainly can't draw around it, because anything that Quebec does to hit that red just spins right to the forefoot. I don't know. We're sitting a little bit off center, but this certainly looks like a hard shot to me. Kind of leaning towards the guard here, Jen. But BC's made almost everything that they've been they've had to, so maybe he can see more than I think.
Is that gonna get out of the rings?
Not quite.
Spinning, spinning. That was a very hard shot. Very well played.
Got by the guard pretty tight, but did have maybe an inch of room.
Bumper. T'as l'aise avec ça?
Was set up by the good corner freeze by Dan. The good weight call by Kevin and Marc-Antoine to say where they were, and a great line call by Jasmine. A great team shot to get something. They were going around, but realized early enough that it wasn't going to get around, so let's get plan B and get something useful.
Yep. Hip line. Whoa. Yep.
Yeah, you definitely, this one's really curling, Jen. That's going to bring the jam into play here.
Hard, Kev.
Oh, great sweep.
That's good, Dan. Good sweep, les boys.
Double opportunity, but it's a long one.
Nose hit will get him.
Yeah, or even this.
Yeah.
That nose hit will get it.
Control, yeah.
Yeah. If we flip under, that's good.
Yeah, either or, really.
Yeah, because they'll be shot rock even if they jammed it and rolled, won't they?
Yeah, I kind of like calling for the hit and roll. It's such a long double. They're very hard to call.
I like the weight choice, control. If you do make the double, it doesn't have to roll very far. That back one's just a biter and gives you a better chance to bring the sweepers into it and make a good line call. Norm's got this one a little high where he wants it, I think. Asking the sweepers to bring it across, but he won't be happy with that one, Jen.
No, he won't. I think he just got a little bit back on release. And again, that's just trying to protect against the curl that we're seeing in the ice. There's so much curl that you're afraid to over curl or be soft, and sometimes you over adjust. But he also took a little bit of extra ice, so it's what we say a double adjustment.
Tu sais, les gars,
Jasmine just
je
want to.
pense que n'importe où, en haut de la T-line, là, de top 12, top 8, top 4, c'est correct.
Yeah, above the
Je
tee
pense
line.
que top 4, c'est quasiment trop loin. Là.
As long as he buries an
Ouais,
inch or
on va
two,
cacher
there
ça
won't be a
parfait.
double. Doesn't want to slip behind the
Ça, c'est
tee
le
line
même balai
buried.
Que ton shot que t'as fini corner free sur la zone, puis je sais pas si c'est assez, tu sais. OK. Si je lance 3, 9, 5, c'est correct, Dan? 4 secondes, tu prends-tu? Parfait, c'est bon. C'est à vous autres, OK? On s'en fout de la ligne un peu. On va y aller pareil.
There you have it. Throttle I2 here, set up the deuce. Anything but buried behind the tee line. Looks like he's got this one out there, unfortunately.
Ça curve!
Definitely needs to curl here, Jen.
Ça curve!
It's heavier than they want as well. It's going to be behind the tee line. Does not want this to be buried. Might have curled enough to make the double a little tricky, however.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
I think it's still
But it's
there,
still
Brent.
there.
You can probably make the hit and roll.
Board? Board? You like board or control?
I'm thinking control.
Control?
Yeah,
Okay.
because there's nothing wrong with that either.
No, exactly. I guess control.
Both teams with a great handle on what they're trying to do. Some great weight choices, good strategy calls. Another game where I'm impressed by the level of play, the level of knowledge.
No, 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 no. Close. No, no. Curl. Curl hard. Hard curl. Hard, hard curl. Hard, hard.
Back to back, a little
hard,
wide
hard
here.
to the end.
By Norman,
can
this time
stay
he's going
for
to
shot
stay
rock.
for shot.
Those are tricky little hits and stays.
Control.
Control, bringing the weight down a bit. I like that. Got Dan DeWard on the inside on this one to hold this out turn with control.
Control, yeah. Is that good? OK. C'est un peu trop du balai, je pense.
This is the big extra point, Brent, to be tied at the break to really bring this game back to even. If you can hit and stay, and then you just have 4 ends where you just have to win, have more points than the other team after 4 ends of play.
I think it's fitting that this be a tie game. Let's hope he makes this. It's been a well-played game on both sides. Don't love the
Curl! Curl!
sound so far.
Curl!
Hold on, baby.
No, so close.
Forced error there.
He'll be disappointed with that. And that is a 1-point score for Team Quebec, bringing the score to 2-1 after 4 ends of play.
The Curling Cares calendar is back for 2023. 25 curling athletes from 7 different nations are raising money for various charities. Support them by purchasing yours today at curlingcares.com.
I learned to curl when I was 13. I remember how excited I was to go to the club. It always felt special. Because of the game, because it was a place where it didn't matter your age or background. In small towns and in big. It's always the same feeling. The feeling that you're at the heart of a community. Because a curling club is a community. Where veterans, Olympians, Paralympians, and youth battle for glory, one weekend at a time. Curling always felt special to me. Because it is special.
In 1,000 curling clubs across this country, curling invites Canadians to connect and inspires communities to grow. Pride, community, growth. Let's grow together.
teaches as much about life as it does about sport. Club, team, house, lead, rock. These are the words of our sport. Words we embody. Powerful words. Words that speak to everything we represent. Respect, togetherness, strength. Curling doesn't discriminate. The ice doesn't judge. It adapts. It accepts. Curling isn't a book to be judged by its cover. On these sheets, everyone is on the same page. It's what's on the inside that counts. We dream big. We play with heart. We focus on these circles and imagine podiums in far-off places. In a game of inches, every move counts. Are you ready to make yours? The support of the curling community makes it possible for thousands of kids across Canada to follow their dreams, on and off the ice. Please give generously.
And welcome back, everybody. We are live at the Everest Curling Club Championship at West Edmonton Mall. It's an incredible venue. Great game going on, Brent, here. Very low scoring, 2-1, but lots of really big shots made in this game.
Yeah, it's been a very even game back and forth. Unfortunate hit and roll out there by Jasmine. As you said, he won't be happy with himself. Tough to hit and stay right in the back of the rings, but so they're trailing 2-1 without the hammer here, and going to probably see some guards hopefully from Quebec, but it is the fifth end. Please stop. Please stop.
Is that what you say to the Rocks when you're playing?
Yeah, I do. I talk to them.
Do they listen?
I can't say that on air. No, I find they don't listen. You?
No,
Sometimes
not really.
they do. A good question coming in here from Kevin Bond. He's asking, who do you listen to on a line shot, first of all? Kind of two questions here. You know, quite often the thrower and the person in the house are yelling. The thrower has a little bit more idea early, I think, as to what they've done with the rock. So I would say that generally I would listen to the thrower early. But then when it comes down to it, it really needs to be the person in the house. And every team's a little bit different. You know, line calling is a skill, and certain teams have better line callers than others. And I know over the years who's the better line callers on the teams I've played, and I'll generally listen to them. Kevin Cooey was a fantastic line caller, so no offense to Mark Kennedy, but I listened to Kevin more than I listened to Mark. So you got to figure that out as a team. Jen, any thoughts on that?
No, I agree. And sometimes there's just a different edge to this person's voice.
Sometimes the louder one wins, yeah, for sure.
I don't. Yeah, I think it just depends on who's feeling the ice or who's seeing the ice, and sometimes the thrower knows how they threw it, the weight they threw, what they're expecting.
I would think so. And then the follow-up question, not a follow-up, but another question from Kevin was, you know, he's not a huge fan of joysticking a rock down the ice. The carving, the directional sweeping, just creates some mistakes, he thinks. What are our thoughts? And I think I alluded to that. I think we do sweep a little bit too much now, and maybe that's just because I'm getting older and I'm a sweeper. But I think we do feel like we have to be sweeping all of the time, and quite often I think we overdo it. You know, we've had conversations on our team this year about it where we think we've had a shot made out of the hand, but you know, a little panic early or panic late on the straight or the curl, and we've missed the shot. And so, yeah, again, it comes down to every team, but the directional sweeping is here to stay, and that's part of the game. But I do think that sometimes the rock's just thrown well enough to make the shots, and we don't need to be going a little bit crazy. I think some calmness could be a benefit to a lot of line callers. Kevin Martin was a great line caller, and he never yelled loud. He didn't get too hyper, and I always admired that. It's hard to do. I mean, everybody has their own personality, but. So an interesting start to the end here. A good shot there from BC, but double centers here for Quebec, so a good opportunity for Marc-Antoine Biron. Just got a message from Louis Biron. I was upset to hear that I'm going to miss Louis in town. He's coming in to watch his son this week, and unfortunately I have to head home for some work and family stuff tomorrow. So I will miss Louis, one of the greats of the game, both on and off the ice. Always laughing. Him and Dan Lemery, I remember them at the Brockville, the Shorty Jenkins Classic every year, and having as much fun as anybody on and off the ice. Great competitors and great guys. A little over curl there on the come around, Jen.
Yeah, and it's back of the tee line. So the question is, do you come around those guards, or do you play this hack weight chase? They've opted for the hack weight chase. Randy's been close on everything.
Sure has. Looked pretty close to me on that one too.
Curl.
Unless he's heavy.
Curl hard. Curl hard, Normie's looking good.
Normie's working hard on this one.
Norm's a scrubber. That's a great sweeping angle.
Really good technique. The problem with nosing that stone, and they were trying to nose it, they were trying to get it to curl, is that it does leave this freeze opportunity for Team Quebec. But you have to make it, Brent.
You have to make it. It's a great call. Good opportunity.
Juste l'oreille. Un peu plus large que tantôt. Laisse-la mourir, elle s'en vient. Non. OK.
A little bit heavy here, but it sure is diving.
Just a little bit. It's going sideways. It's going to get there.
Good.
Very nice shot.
Fully buried.
Right in here. You can force to tap it.
Or we can open it up.
Yeah.
You could. I don't mind that.
I think that's some good advice from Norm to Ron there. You know, even if you make the freeze, you're on the button, they come down and freeze again, you're really shrinking that scoring area.
Normal.
I agree, Brent. I think this is the call. That stone is on the button. You do want to make contact with the second guard.
Randy would probably make the double run back here, if I had to guess. This one's got
and even if you
curling
don't,
to
at least it's your stone that you're going to have to run back.
Yeah, he's just got the top one here.
It's a good shot.
So Jasmine's going to throw a high guard. I like this call. thinking that eventually BC is going to switch gears and draw in there. And if they could get a mistake, it'd be a great opportunity to steal a point, maybe even two, depending.
Check.
Danger here throwing a guard is if BC decides to split that yellow one in, and then they got three in the rings, and you got a higher guard. So I think that's why Jasmine's calling for this one. Not too high. Need a usable guard.
A halfway guard was probably looks a little bit strong from the way the sweepers are going beside it.
C'est à mourir. C'est à mourir. Oh, namas.
Hoping it'll stop.
Okay, Dan, fast job.
And it does. It's actually not the easiest double peel.
Yeah. Taking away the ability to run it and have that yellow one coming back into the rings onto the red with that angle.
You can try and hit like 7, 8. Try and get the shooter there.
Yeah.
Just hate to put this one in the house.
Yeah, you can see they want a double peel, but really difficult to do.
Straight peel. You can't get to the nose.
Right. What about getting wick and hit a yellow one at the same time?
Wow, you ain't delivering it.
Oh, yeah, that's so normal.
So I think, Jen, they've just decided to peel the top one here. You'll see.
I agree. More times than not, if you try to do the double peel, you're probably going to get the red spinning in the rings, Brent.
Yeah, which I know it's not ideal, but I don't think that's that bad at this point. This looks like if BC, if you told them they were going to score 1 point here, I think they'd be pretty happy at this point. You peel the top one, they make another good guard. I'm not sure. I'm curious as to what the long-term plan is here to finish up this end for BC. Eventually, they're going to have to make a move.
Oh.
Yep.
Hard.
Yep.
Hard. Really hard. Really hard.
Give an angle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rolled to a good spot. Very usable. You're going to see another guard here, though.
Should we go first, then?
Oh.
Un autre garde? Encore une fois? Okay.
Another guard.
You can see Jasmine's wondering, when are they going to make a move? Because eventually they have to. They can't just keep peeling the guards. They're going to give up a 1 steal, and eventually Quebec's going to draw in there and lie 2. Game of cat and mouse. You always got to be guessing what your opponent's going to do.
Clean it, s'il vous plaît, les boys. Pas? On est encore 3. La ligne est belle. La ligne est belle. Laisse-la mourir. Laisse-la mourir. Elle est trop loin, sinon.
It's almost an identical spot. Don't want to line this up.
Change l'angle dessus. Change l'angle dessus. Whoa.
Looks pretty good, Brent. Perfect. Now you'll see the double peel.
Yeah. Same thing, though. They could easily spring into the house, but...
Just one on the rings would be really nice.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what?
Sneaky.
You maybe
Might-
come off of this.
Might be able to
Might
take
be able to
yours
get 'em all
in.
in.
On here.
Yeah.
Just peel this out of here. You might come off the back of this.
Why don't I just throw a little less weight and I can,
Yeah.
and try and
You hit half a rock, you're
half a
real
rock.
close.
Yeah.
Let's not get too
Get the
much
river out of
less
the way.
weight. That
No, I
last
think
one
the-
did over curl.
The biggest thing here is making sure that you get rid of the red rock from play.
Right. See if we can't touch the yellow one too.
Agreed. I don't see very many places you can hit this
touch
and
the yellow
not
one as
end up
well.
with a yellow one in the
You
house.
put it on the rings.
Yeah, I think even if you hit it thin, it might even come back.
Little less
Yeah.
weight. No control.
Just really don't want to nose this rock.
Nope. That is definitely not the way you want to miss this.
Let's see what Ron's got here for us.
Whoa.
Looks like his release took the nose hit out of play.
Whoa.
Curl.
Trying to hit this quite thin, I think, to try to tap the yellow one up. Let's see if they can make contact with the red. And
Got it in the rings.
Pretty good.
just
Left it buried, though.
C'est sûr que lui va avoir ça tout le temps.
Interesting situation here. Quebec's looking good, but not comfortable
Dan,
with the 2 yellows. Now they want to talk it out with the fellas.
see if we can listen and hear what they have to say.
On a 2 options, les boys. On a 2 options, à mon avis. Tu sais, c'est sûr qu'on va mettre garde. Ça, dans ma garde, c'est soit qu'il y va en arrière, c'est soit qu'il va raiser ça. Est-ce qu'on y va en premier? Et lui, il va avoir ça ici.
He's saying they've got two choices. They throw the guard, but then they could beat them in, and they've got them both ways. Either the angle raise, or they can play the draw. Or if they beat them in, they play the run back, and it still might not be very good. I think I like coming in, Brent.
Do you? I was going to say the exact opposite. I think you got to throw the guard and take your chances. If you come in right to it, you're thinking, make the freeze, line it up so that the run back doesn't get two of them out. I think that's good. I don't like where Dan is tapping.
No,
there.
you have to come right to it.
I want to let him hit and roll and save his shooter and the one running in and leave you 1 against 3.
At least if they hit that yellow, then they're out of the rings, I guess is what I was thinking.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. No, I don't. There's nothing wrong with this call. Put some serious pressure on Norm on his first one here. I mean, run back, it's a 6-foot run back that if he doesn't make contact, it's very likely a 2-steal.
Okay. That's a lot of ice, huh? Fait que 4,05, tu prends? OK. Tantôt, mon drag, j'ai fini back 8, j'en sais combien? J'en sais 8 sur back 8, là? Oh, fuck. OK. Fait que 4,05. OK.
So he wants to throw a 4:05 split, which is quite fast, actually.
The ice is fast. They like to communicate speed with a split time.
I'm going to take a hog-to-hog time, Brent.
Should be close to 15. We heard Ron talking earlier that it had started at 15, but then it dropped to 14 and a half.
That's good.
This has got some room.
Whoa!
This was right around the time in the game we saw it straighten up a bit last draw, but this is diving in there.
14-2 on this.
So close, just 2 feet heavier. That is absolutely perfect. Still forcing him to play the run back though.
Right in the nose.
Just a hair high.
Hair high.
Right? Just a hair high.
Just a hair.
Yeah.
What kind of way you want? Want normal?
Just normal.
Okay.
Big shot in the game here, Jen. Makes this looking really good for a deuce. Misses it.
Looking pretty good for a steal.
Yeah, of maybe more than one.
That's last, I think.
Just got to make sure you make contact with one of the redstones. That's the key. Hopefully not leave your shooter right there.
Yeah. Whoa.
Oh, that's no good.
What was that, like that?
Yeah.
Heart. Did I get it back relatively close?
I think so. Yeah.
Sorry. That's good.
You can see the sportsmanship again. Just as Ron was stepping back to call line, he kicked the yellow rock. Kind of took himself out of the play. Little unfortunate there not to get shot. Move the yellow one back as well, and now Jasmine has the same shot to lie 2 buried. The run back got a little longer. Just needs to throw those sweepers 3 or 4 feet less weight here, and it'll be perfect.
Ah, sympathique, ça, là. Drette, là. Fait que, si je peux lancer une gosse de moins encore. OK, j'avais 95 sur l'autre.
It's nice to throw the same shot back to back.
He said that was 95. That's 95? 395, so you threw it a little harder than they wanted. So they asked him for the right speed.
Yep.
Good looking line throw. I don't know how hard he threw it, but took a good release.
Sacker! Line's good! Sacker!
He's got a curl. This one needs to go sideways and slow down for them, but it is. This looks pretty good, Jen. This looks really good. That's a great shot from Jasmine. Well managed by the sweepers. He doesn't look super happy, but I think that's a great
shot. You just go out here and tap it a foot. Not even a foot, just.
I like the draw, Brent.
I think you have to follow him down here.
I doubt it.
Never making the runner for
To
two.
double these off.
The only runner for two is the
You're gonna
corner
lose
guard
your-
in.
There you go. Get to the pin. You can tap it. Good.
So they wanted to sweep that to curl. I mean, ideally it would have been a rock higher, and then he can't play this shot. But all in all, making your opponent draw the button against two in the forefoot is always good news.
If you keep doing that, you're going to win a lot of games.
Absolutely.
I think, I don't know
Line's good. Just for weight.
if
Line's good.
Norm's thrown
Lots
this
of room.
draw.
Lots of
I
room.
don't know, but this is out there.
like lots of
More
weight.
handle than Jasmine too, and more weight.
You're
This
drawing.
is big, big trouble.
No.
Yeah, it's a little bit heavy.
Big turning point in the game here.
Wow. That's,
Oh, that's too bad. And that will be a steal of 2 for Team Quebec to take a 1-point lead, 3-2, after 5 ends of play.
Welcome back to the action here. A huge turn of events there in the 5th end. Great news for Quebec fans, not so great news for BC fans. Still a close game, but a big steal of 2 by Quebec to take the 3-2 advantage here at the Everest Curling Club Championships. Back in the action here. Looks like well, Quebec was trying to throw the guard and just stopped. A nice tight guard. You'll see BC throw up the corner. I'll give you a little update on what's going on around the rings. Over on the New Brunswick-Ontario ladies game, 4-4 playing the 6th end with New Brunswick having the hammer. The other women's game out there, Newfoundland trailing Nova Scotia 4-2. Meredith Doyle, that's her maiden name. Sorry, what's her now last name, Jen?
It's Meredith Harrison.
Meredith Harrison up, 4-3 they just forced, so the 4-3 with the hammer. Playing the 6th end. And over on the men's side, we've got a big steal of 2 for Newfoundland in the 4th to take a 3-1 lead on Greg Balsden from Ontario. Looks like Greg is drawing for 2 to tie the game here in 5. And in the Battle of the North, we've got Northwest Territories with a 4-2 lead on Yukon. And looks like Team Ontario, Greg Balsden was successful, draw for 2. Tie game, 3-3 going to 6.
And in our feature game, the corner guard just slipped in, which is a pretty big mistake in the 6th end from Team BC.
Hard for peace.
Hard for a piece.
Uh-oh, did
That's
Kevin
not what
give
you
the
like to
favor
hear.
back?
I think we're good, though. They said we're good.
Okay.
Never like to hear hard for a piece.
No.
So last night, Team Yukon, Mr. Robinson, put on quite the show, didn't he? Great break dancer.
Absolutely. Out of nowhere, Stu, the voice of curling, gets up and says, hey, we're going to have a talent contest, any talent you choose, for a couple of beverage tickets in the lounge. And somebody voluntold his teammate here, Mr. Robinson, to come on up.
You can finish it. You can curl
and
it.
he pulled out some breakdancing moves. It was impressive.
It was unbelievable.
It was
I want him to do it again. I want him to do that every night.
And poor, was it Sierra?
Yeah.
She's from Manitoba, also volunteered. And she had a breakdancing move, but went after Mr. Robinson here, and she was like, well, mine isn't so great anymore.
I thought it was quite good.
But it was quite good. A good sport. She did it anyway. Just
is,
entertainment as always.
He was doing flips and handstands and twirls. And
that was impressive.
It was amazing. All right, back to our game. So the beauty of the 5-rock roll, you make a mistake on your first, you still get another chance on your second to get that guard up, which we have from Mike. He got that guard up.
Now we got Marc-Antoine playing the come around the center that they threw. Line's getting a little bit tight.
Overturn the ball.
I think you're going to see this one poke out a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to poke out into the open. Pretty good, though.
Back button. mostly buried. BC's going to hit the center. Got to stick around or else you're going to see Quebec walk up and peel that corner guard.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Is that Randy going to make one more perfect roll?
Very hard.
They seem to like
Very
it.
hard.
It's pretty close.
Whoa. Rolled it right in the rings. That's a great shot.
Pistol, Randy.
That's very good.
Yeah. They seem to say Pistol Randy a lot. Maybe that's his nickname.
It might be. We might be missing something, hey?
Control.
Forcing Quebec to hit this one. That rolls another foot and out of the rings, and all of a sudden this end is over, but...
It's a pretty good spot. They could have maybe held up on the sweep just a little bit to get buried, but this will open up their corner guard for them.
Absolutely.
Kim! Kim in! Kim!
Trying to make this curl. They want to try to roll it, take away the guard, but no, not quite.
It's a good spot. If and when BC gets one behind the guard there, that red one's certainly available to raise.
I like the draw here,
I do
Brent.
too, Jen. I thought they would play the draw.
Yeah, I mean, this is Randy. He just threw the shot, basically the same shot, but it just makes it so that Team Quebec has to make the draw to come around. And if they do make it, it takes your end away a little bit.
Rolling well behind the tee line, even if you make a great shot here.
Straight.
This is close again, though.
Back and forth. It's got to be close. Too much roll.
Just missed. You can see Jasmine continuing to sweep that even when it's out of the rings. Veteran move there, knowing that you don't want to rock in there that you can jam on.
And by rolling out, now you're losing your corner guard. You'll still have the other red stone that you can see at the top left-hand corner of your screen.
Dan throws it quite hard, quite easily, as we can see. That might have been a 6-seconder.
It's going with some heat.
That's the hardest one I've seen this week.
Sure.
Yeah, they're going to throw another corner guard.
Eventually, you'll see them come around that red one, don't you think, Jen?
I think they will, and then hopefully give Quebec one chance at the run back, and if they miss it, you get your two, and if they make it, you should still have an opportunity to blank unless they make it absolutely perfect. It's a lot of ice for a corner guard, isn't it, Brent? It's amazing.
Perfect ice conditions.
I get quite a bit less.
Lots of shots being made.
Halfway's good.
I think you'll quickly see Quebec peel this guard again.
Careful. Looks like line. Looks like line.
Line's good. Looks like it's all here.
Okay. Header in.
Okay, well, they're not going to peel that one. Sliding the corner guard into the rings by accident there. Unforced error will allow Quebec to hit and roll into the rings here.
Should stay straight. Shoot.
That kind of takes away your end a little bit, Brent.
It sure does. I mean, now you're not going to be able to draw around for shot rock.
Whoa! Yeah! 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 Whoa!
That's a great shot. Rolling away from the corner guard, staying in the 8 foot so they can't draw around for shot rock. Now BC's thinking maybe we can get out of here with a blank.
Throw control.
Yeah.
Need a little more.
Certainly the tightest game we've seen in terms of low scoring, Jen. Only 3-2 here playing the 6th end and looking like we're going to 7, 3-2. Not from a lack of shot making or aggressive calls.
No, just a lot of pretty good shots and maybe one mistake here and there, and it just has allowed pretty open ends. Now this has got to curl to hit the stone.
Oh no. I don't think he's going to get there.
Oh, that's too bad.
Sorry, boys.
That's an unfortunate miss and a big change in this end. Now Quebec will split the rings.
But even a score one here, Brent, and you
Not
can
the
force.
worst.
No, if you force in 7.
Si mettons, je m'en viens là, puis lui, il frappe, puis il
One
roule
down
en
with
arrière.
playing 7 versus
Va
tied
falloir que je
without.
deal avec.
A little bit less likely to win tied without, but
Timeout.
certainly a game that's still up for grabs. Timeout here. They're not sure what they want to do. Might need your translation skills here, Jen. Let them talk and see what they come up with.
Yeah.
Si je suis pas cassé, puis ça en vient plus sur moi, puis il est comme deuxième shot, il va falloir que je mette. Tu sais, mettons, je me dis, si je m'en viens ici, si je m'en viens là, puis lui s'en vient freeze. Même si je m'en viens là, puis lui
He's
s'en
just
vient
worried about
freeze,
giving up
deuxième
2.
shot. Ça veut dire qu'il va falloir que je deal avec.
Doesn't want him to be able to freeze for second shot where he can't get it out. I think that's
Yeah,
wise.
he's just saying that if he comes around, he might make a perfect hit and roll, or if he makes a freeze and he's second shot, you might give
moi,
up
je pense qu'il
2.
faut faire ça.
If you hit and roll off that, then your chances for 2 are less, is what he's thinking. But you can. The problem is if you hit and roll off this stone to here, so let's just say there's a stone there, they can then make the hit and roll behind that stone, and you'd have to make that run back.
Je sais pas où est-ce qu'on peut se mettre.
I definitely like the
sans
draw.
faire mal, tu sais. Parce que là, mettons, on a
I don't think you need to go around the red one.
I think the perfect spot, Brent, is to put a stone right there, maybe even over here.
On peut s'emmener aussi ici. Ben, ça, avec ça, on est sûr de ne pas faire 32.
The hit's necessary, but if you make the hit and roll, it's a good
But
shot.
if you were to draw here,
Yeah, that's my thought.
there's
They're gonna
no
try
double, and this hit and roll is very hard. Even if you can get this stone back just a little bit, so that if they did make the hit and roll, it's behind the tee line.
Exactly. That's what I like.
The problem with this hit and roll that they're talking about is if they make this hit and they don't roll into the rings, if it's just on the nose right there, then the blank is back in play.
Which isn't the worst result either. But certainly got to think the force is a better option for Quebec
Yeah,
than
let's take a listen and see where
the
they're
blank.
ending up here.
C'est sûr, j'aimerais ça le forcer à 1. Here? Okay, okay.
So they've elected to play the draw.
Good conversation though, good time, big end here.
I think they're trying to draw right beside the guard that you can see at the just outside the rings. I think I'm going to try to draw. There we go. I think they're trying to draw a stone.
It's a small stone.
That is a small stone. I think they're trying to draw a stone right there. Not there, up here. And in that way block the come around and make it so they can't hit and roll. The problem with that is it's a pretty precise draw. If you come up a little bit short, you leave the guard. If you come up a little bit deep.
I think, yeah, maybe a little bit of overthinking here. I think if they just hit the rings here, not behind the guard, then really no chance of a deuce without an open miss from Jasmine.
And this is looking a little bit strong. Lots of line. It's probably it's close to ending up where I put my dot.
It's a pretty good spot. Might take on the double here. And,
I think
try
he
and get the
should,
blank.
yeah. Well, even if you hit and roll over, you might get a mistake.
Right on. Control.
Control.
He's just trying to hit and roll. I like that call.
Sure.
You might get a mistake from Team Quebec. They may jam, give you an opportunity for 2, or roll out, or take their own out. Sometimes it's just nice to make the other team have to make a hard shot rather than making a really hard shot on your own. I know Norm's going to want this one because he was very disappointed with his last one of the last end.
Yeah. Hard. Hard.
Whoa. 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 Whoa.
Sounds very close. Oh, heartbreak.
Oh, so close, Brent.
Rolled to an interesting spot.
A little thinner, a little thicker, and it's perfect.
Not the easiest takeout like Chase, as you can see. So he's going to draw again. Knows the spot. He could come right down to the pocket and force. This is not this is a defensive draw. Just trying to put one in a spot where he doesn't leave a double. No chance for 2. Thinks it's easier than chasing that yellow.
Draw. un peu. Oui. Est-ce que j'ai lancé 4 secondes? Je peux lancer 4? À vous autres, les boys.
You can see Dan DeWard here. He's the inside sweeper no matter what turn they throw.
Oh, I didn't realize that, actually.
Yeah.
How did I not notice that?
I just noticed it as well.
He's
technically a great sweeper, obviously, but physically intimidating sweeper, no question. This one's got a curl, though. This is on the line to leave him a double for 2. Oh, this is big trouble here. He's got a curl to get to the nose.
Starting to curl.
Gotta get it low. Got a nose hit for 2 here. Unforced error.
Yeah.
J'aimerais ça la faire curler plus, les boys. J'aimerais ça la faire curler comme...
Unfortunate.
Oh, on the nose, eh? Stay hair high. Hey, control.
Really don't want to give a steal here, though. These are hard because
That's true, hey? The sneaky steal.
Yeah.
Dead nose jam.
Hit it a little high, you don't make the double.
Needs to hit this a little bit high. The nose gives up a steal for sure with control weight.
Is that all he's throwing is control?
Said control.
If it was to over curl and hit and roll in, you'd be fine with that.
Chance for some redemption here for Norm, though. Opportunity to get the deuce here and really swing this game back in their favor.
Yeah. Close, yep.
Looked like he liked it.
Whoa. Whoa. Close. Close. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, made a big jump on them.
Okay, roll that shooter in.
Oh, no.
Fucking crap. To the corner. Unread.
That was a good throw and just a bad result.
Unlucky there.
Very
made a big
unlucky.
move on them.
And that will be a steal of 1 for Quebec to take a 2-point lead into the 7th end. And welcome back to the Everest Curling Club Championship. We're into our last couple ends of play here in round robin play. And we are featuring Team Quebec versus Team British Columbia. And Quebec just had a very big steal and an unfortunate miss. It just looked like it just took a turn, Brent. They weren't sweeping it, and then all of a sudden it overcurled, and BC ended up giving up the steal.
Yeah, liked it early, and then all of a sudden it did make a big move, and they jammed it, unfortunately. And you know, missed the shot on contact by less than an inch for sure. The difference between taking 2 and giving up a steal, a 3-point swing there. So Quebec with 4 unanswered points here in the second half of the game. Fully in control of the game, but certainly BC has a chance to make a 2 or 3 here and make a game of it coming home.
Weight's good. 2.
Well, it's like lots of weight.
It's not lots, it's fine.
A nice corner guard from Mike Mears. Now we'll see the guard go up. You'll probably see another guard, I would think, from Team BC or the come around. Team British Columbia is really wanting to score at least 2 points here and really try to bring this game closer heading into the 8th.
That was out, boys.
We're seeing people now, Jen. What are your thoughts about trying to blank the 7th end down too with the 5-rock rule, thinking that
I like it.
Better chance of getting 3 to win the game potentially?
Waited too long. I like it, Brent, because at the end of the day, if you get 3, then you win the game. If you get 2, you're going to the extra, and not much has changed.
I agree.
So we're seeing another guard going up. I don't mind this either.
Yeah, the flip side of that, and one of the thoughts I have also, though, is you're more likely to get 3 and 7 than you are an 8. If you get them into trouble, they may be more willing to give you 3 and 7 than an 8, if that makes sense, because they know if they do it in 8, they're willing to take on a little bit more risk and maybe make a come around when they wouldn't do that in 7. So
really need this to hit the brakes, Brent.
It's going to hit the rings, unfortunately. Mike won't be happy with that one.
No.
But they do have a corner guard. Even that top 12 red one, that's a bit of a guard. Should have a chance to generate some offense here. What kind of updates we got going on here, Jen? Team Ontario ladies with a big 2 steal and 6 to go up 6-4 on New Brunswick. Team Nova Scotia forced to 1 and 6, up 2 without the hammer, playing 7 against Newfoundland and Labrador. And those are both ladies' draws. And on the men's side, Newfoundland gets a deuce back and 6 to take a 2-point lead to 7 against Team Ontario. Quebec trying to hit and roll in here. Oh, I'm not sure what happened there. And then in the Battle of the North, we've got Yukon forced to a point in 6. So NWT up 4-3 with the hammer, playing 7.
Sure.
I like to come around here, Jen. I don't even hate the double.
Yeah, I don't mind that. And again, if you get the blank with that idea.
Yeah, exactly.
With the guard coming into play, it doesn't look like you're going to get more than 2 points.
Hate to waste ends when you're losing. I get that.
Close. Yep. Very hard. Okay, well then.
Might have accidentally made the double here.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
Internal, turn, Mac. In.
Appeal the corner guard here, leave the yellow in the rings. Certainly an opportunity for a deuce.
Yep.
That one looks fairly tight, Jen.
Hack. Kevin. Hack. Kevin, fine.
It's going to roll for a center guard, which actually might be a better result than the peel.
I don't disagree with you there. I want to split that. Yeah, I found it there.
Yep.
Ron Schmidt with a good call here. I think if you can make a good split here, on your next one, you're going to be able to throw a freeze around the center guard.
That's fine, yeah. T-line?
Right.
Yeah. Out. T. T backboard.
Got to move those rocks.
Here's Randy.
Wait close.
Randy Barrett.
Having himself a game, as we've mentioned.
I know, Pistol Randy. We should call him Pistol Randy.
Coming nice. Yep.
This doesn't look very heavy for this split, guys.
Looks pretty close, Brent. No, there it goes.
Hard line.
Switching to the straight tap, I believe.
Just missed the line call on that.
At the right weight, maybe a little bit light, but pretty close.
Come so, Dan.
Big shot here for Dan. Dan DeWard, if he can make this hit and roll, really turn the screws on BC here. You can hear as we get to 6, 7, 8 ends, all the intensity, the voices go up an octave.
Oh yeah, these players want this. They want this championship. Okay, see
right on cue.
Love it.
Big sweep from Biron. Great sweep. Fantastic shot.
Perfect
what a great
shot.
Team shot.
Got to play with a little bit more weight now, I think.
One of the things that Dan mentioned about what he brings to the team is that intensity and how it picks up your team and also the message it sends to the other team. And he said he learned that from Daryl McKenzie in his time in Barrie. I think that's a pretty cool idea. You know, there's good intensity and there's bad intensity in our game.
Back weight. Board weight.
I don't even mind the split again, Brent.
Get ours out of the way, maybe get them both on again. Then there's a double there now. By getting them both on. Yeah, let's do that again.
Problem is they might just guard.
It's going to be doubled off.
Yeah, it's pretty gutsy though, just to guard when they have 2 kickers in the rings.
In my experience, mostly against Jean-Michel Menard, they're nothing if they're not gutsy from Quebec.
Again, open that up again.
I usually tend to lean to the conservative side, and I think I would guard if you made this split. Those are mostly buried It's the red guard. I don't know. I don't disagree with the call. It doesn't have a lot of options. It's hard to make any contact with those red ones.
Yeah, the problem with throwing board weight is if you don't make contact, you're removing your stone from play, and then they're definitely guarding. You don't
All
have
or
anything in the.
nothing.
Yeah, it's still a little bit of an all or nothing shot. Throw a little bit less weight, even if you can get your Yellowstone onto those two reds. At least you're not rolling out.
Curl here.
This really has to curl.
He's got the right weight.
Really has to curl.
Oh no, unfortunate. It looks like he's heavy, but really if he hits a quarter of that rock, it's almost the perfect weight. But now there's no question what's coming next. BC's in a world of trouble now. Dan wants to come down and have a look at this. Can't hear Dan.
Mais c'est sûr que lui, je pense qu'il peut s'en venir un genre de hack to bump. Faire ça comme ça. Puis avoir une jaune ici. Puis avoir encore une jaune là. Que je pense que ça peut nous faire mal à la longue.
He's just worried that if they leave that Yellowstone there, they could make it so there's a Yellowstone in front and a very good Yellowstone that would. He's afraid of this shot here where yellow could tap up this onto there and then they'd have their Yellowstone in front and it would leave a lot of problems for Team Quebec. However, if you put a red guard up here, that shot really isn't there, Brent. You're going to see British Columbia making some peels, trying to remove some stones at least so they can score one.
I really like the guard here. It's a great situation to put some serious pressure on Team BC.
And I don't... Si on garde la jaune ou on garde, mettons, un bord là, parfait.
I like that.
I don't see another shot, to be quite honest. I don't see what else he'd play.
They talked about coming into the rings. They were talking about even putting a guard over here, maybe not quite that far. A guard here. The problem with that is you are going to see Team BC try to run that, make the double peel, and you might get that one going back.
I like a high guard here.
Me too, right in front of the
line.
Yeah. And that's, I think, where they ended up just based on the ice they're taking and the turn they're taking.
Line's good. Whoa. What's going on? There you go.
I don't think they wanted it that tight. That looked like it grabbed something. That looked like it was on a good line, Brent, and then just went.
Might stop in time to be still pretty good here. It did. It has.
That's good.
That's good.
Unfortunate break, but turned out to be okay. That definitely hit something.
Red on the yellow?
Yeah, you like that?
Desperate times here for BC.
Makes me open this up.
Huh?
Yeah, I think
That's a play. Maybe control normal at it.
So Team BC is trying to make the double on this, get that yellow to go back onto the two shot stones in the house and remove those from play.
All right.
Early contender for shot of the week here, if you can pull this off.
Really interesting game. This is the most I've used the.
Yeah, your telestrating animal.
Yeah.
Possible to end up with yellow lying one here.
Just throw it hard enough.
Got to make contact with that yellow one. Got to make contact with that yellow one. Unfortunate line call there. Trying to hit it perfect and didn't nearly open up the front at all. Disappointing result from a pretty good throw.
So you're going to see a guard here from Team Quebec. Jasmine Guibault. It's been all Quebec the last few ends, but the score really isn't indicative of this game. BC's had a couple of opportunities, a couple of shots they've just missed that have led to some unfortunate steals. He always confirms the speed.
Really fast.
Really fast.
Really fast. A little bit wide there. As Marc-Antoine is holding the broom, says we're a little bit out there. Fantastic shot. Not enough angle there to get that yellow coming in anymore. Or is there a hole?
I think there might be a hole, Brent.
Oh, there is too.
There's a little bit of an opening here.
The deuce is back on the table.
Yeah.
Might even be able to get a shooter in, he says. Not sure.
I
if
think you're
that's-
just happy if you can plant this and move those red stones around.
Absolutely.
Keep saying this, but this is a big shot here from the skipper. Norm.
Try and get that tree to let me open there, Mike. I can't see your broom. Okay, thank you.
Cote trying to navigate the port here, make the run back double takeout.
Curl.
Asking for it to curl.
Hard.
Maybe a feather. Oh, it's a clunk, unfortunately.
Now they're going to be hard pressed to score a point, Brent. It's pretty hard to outdraw that red stone on the button. We're going to see the guard go back up again. And then Norm's going to have to draw to the side of the button with the intern. I don't see anything else. Do you?
I do not. It's going to probably be, I guess the draw for one is there.
It's just, yeah. It's,
Call that one the Guy Hemmings, I think. Similar to the draw he made against Gerald Shimko. I think that was back in maybe 98 or 99. Not a shot you look forward to throwing, especially when the game's on the line.
No, that's good. That's good.
Line's good. Jasmine likes this line.
Line's pretty good.
Sweepers like the weight.
Whoa, overturn!
It's hit that spot again. That did more like what Dan's did there, but I think he's going to get away with it again.
they might be able to get to second shot stone, but I don't think so.
You don't think that can go?
Definitely hit that, but I don't think you can make a double. It's a one steal if you hit that.
But it's so thin.
Yeah, it's really thin, yeah.
But you stay in the game. Giving up 2 here, the game's over. You give up 1, you play the 8th end. 3's not out of the question with the 5-rock rule.
Best chance to score is the intern draw.
That's your only way to score, I'm going to suggest. But 2 steal is certainly a possibility here with the second shot still biting the 4-foot. Big draw here on the way for BC. Same path he threw there in 5 when they give up the 2 steal, Jen.
Hard line.
It's got better weight this time. It's just a question of his line. Looks like it's over curling a little bit.
Awfully close for line.
Little chopping line, oh.
Maybe a little spin.
Spin? Ooh, that's
Pretty close.
That's a great effort. And we're going to play the 8th end regardless.
What do you think? Or what do you think, Norm?
I think it's probably a measure if you have to go back and forth that many times.
Just checking them. What do you think?
Yeah, if you're not sure, you might as well get a measure. Our first measure.
So close.
Excitement.
Great weight.
Either a 4-3 lead for Quebec with the hammer, or a 5-2 lead for Quebec without the hammer. Both
Good positions.
very good positions for Quebec going into the 8th end.
I always wondered if they're nervous when they measure in case they...
I'm nervous when they measure. Does that count? Nothing against the officials. I'm certainly more comfortable when it's players measuring, at least then if I screw it up, I know that the other team wins the measure. If the official does, it's a blank end, I believe.
And it looks like it's going to be... Oh, that's close, Brent, but that's red. Steal a win.
5-2 Quebec heading to the last end. Well, potentially the last end, heading to the 8th end here. We'll be back in a moment.
Welcome back to the Everest Curling Club Championship, live from West Edmonton Mall. We are in our final end of action. Well, unless we go to the extra end. In this, our key matchup, we have a 5-2 Quebec lead. A couple of back-to-back steals, 4 unanswered points by Team Quebec, so making some good shots. Unfortunate misses from Team BC. They were so close on so many, and it just didn't quite work out. So now we're going to see offense from TBC. They need to score 3 points, and Team Quebec is just going to try to make all the Yellowstones they can disappear.
Get her off that line now. Yep, get her off.
A little error there from Kevin Menard on his first one of the end, trying to draw the button, put one back 12. Certainly not going to help Quebec back there. Another chance to make the same shot.
Top 4. Hard line. Hard line. Okay, line's good now. Stop 8. Top 4, the boys. Top 8, top 4. Have a look. Have a look. No need for curve then.
Looks like he's made good on this second attempt. Good spot there. Another corner guard coming from BC.
Dan. Side guard.
Jasmine asking Dan if he likes the tight guard. Question is always, where do you put the third one of the end when you're up 3? If I'm BC,
get him even, that would sure be good.
Yeah, get him even, as he said. If I'm BC, I hope that Quebec throws a guard, so that tells me that maybe they shouldn't. But they're going to go with the guard. Not a bad call.
I don't know which side to go.
It's not that easy to make this guard. The corner guards are almost in the way, Jen.
Yeah, it is. That's what he said. He didn't know which way to go.
No. Soccer, Emile. Make it curl, Dan.
Make it curl, Dan. Marc-Antoine's got this one a little bit wide. Worried about hitting the corner guard.
Whoa! Don't touch.
Perfect.
Good.
Well, got to move this.
Little tap.
They've got to move some rocks around so they can access shot rock eventually.
Here is good.
Back 4, back.
I think Hack will get it.
Hack, wait.
You rub it. Not horrible.
Like back 8.
Hey.
We're talking 2 different weights here, Jen. The sweepers and the thrower, Randy here saying back 8. And Ron was asking for Hack, so I don't know if they ever did decide.
Yep.
I'm not sure if they did either.
It looks like he threw it light.
So move the red one then. Whoa.
We get through the hole.
That was
push it through the hole. Whoa, we gotta hit this harder. Okay.
I just don't think they ever fully committed to what they were doing there. Really the first miss I can remember from Randy. Not a great throw. Didn't really have a chance out of his hand there, unfortunately.
This, Mark.
Now Quebec throwing a guard on the last shot, and now Marc-Antoine has been asked to throw a double peel. Maybe a triple peel.
Certainly throw it hard enough, Brent.
Yeah, no question about that.
Whoa! Ay, la, la.
Uh-oh.
Dan! Get Dan!
This is coming into the middle.
Oh boy.
Get back.
Unforced error there.
I'll go around top now.
That gives a little glimmer of hope for Team BC.
Sure does.
Sure.
Love that from Jasmine, just giving Marc-Antoine a tap on the backside of the broom, saying, no worries, brother, we'll pick you up. That's what a teammate's all about.
Like that.
Back 4, back 8. Back 4.
Line's good.
So certainly opportunity here.
Room.
Back 4.
Close, Normie. Yep, Norm.
Playing a little
Norm.
bump and roll on their own here, I
Where's
believe.
that?
Top 4.
Okay. Yeah, come on. We're going another way then. Come on,
Gotta
Mikey.
get that one buried.
Christmas tree them.
Yeah, definitely no double.
Okay.
Wonder if you'll see Dan take on the run back here. Yeah.
I think he's got to, Brent.
We know how hard he can throw it. So throw it hard and get it close. Another Wayne Medallism.
You have a lot of those, don't you?
He talked a lot, Jen. Yeah. And sometimes I even listen to him. This is close. Oh, what a shot.
What a
The boys
shot.
are jacked.
Fans
a
love
shot.
it. Everybody loves it, except for probably Team BC.
BC didn't love it, but they're smiling. They're giving him credit. Here's the replay. Lots of weight. Hits it perfect. Rolls the shooter off. Still 2 corner guards for BC, though.
I like this one, don't you?
See if Ron can answer here with a good come around.
You
They'll
like this one
peel
better?
it.
There's way more room to get around it.
And then you can go around the other guard. Maybe get 2 buried here.
Okay, 14 and a half still. Okay. Needs a little bit, it's coming off. Okay, yeah. Yeah. I think this path here is pretty quick still, though. Yeah.
Line's good.
Sweepers aren't super close to it here, but here they come.
Room. Just for weight. Room. Room.
Got to get this one buried so they can't chase it.
Line's really good. Yep, hard, Randy. Hard,
Randy working it for some curl.
Finish it.
Looks like it's on a pretty good line here.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Mission
BC
accomplished,
is
I
running
think.
out of rocks, though. They need all of these rocks to count.
They're also running out of time. They only have 1 minute and 30 seconds. It is thinking time here, though, so
It's plenty of time to...
clock only runs, as you can see there. The clock only runs when you're talking about a shot. Once you get to the back line. Just
C'est
ask
soit
him
qu'elle passe en haut,
what turn here.
c'est soit qu'elle passe là.
Couple of jams available.
OK.
At 100 miles an hour, though, it's pretty hard to jam it and have this roll in the house. So you might be going for the straight back jam. It's got ice right in the center of the rock.
Oh, wow. I would probably just peel and then have an open takeout.
You might be. I'm not sure.
Yep.
Got the weight right again.
Yep.
No, he's very interested in it, so I think he's playing the straight back.
Feeling it.
Got it.
Oh, almost.
OK.
You can see when you throw it that hard,
It's hard for things to go wrong.
it's true. Much more margin for error, right?
There most definitely is. So now,
Yeah.
seeing another come-around attempt from
Okay. Same thing.
Team BC. And then we'll see an open takeout from the team from Quebec. Still have a chance here, Brent.
Yeah,
One mistake.
Okay. The idea is BC's going to want to get 2 around this corner guard. So if Ron can make the same shot that he made on his first, just with the out turn this time, Quebec's going to hit and stay for shot rock. And then BC's going to go around the exact same, and Norm's going to try and bury 2 around that corner guard. And then Quebec's going to have to make a good draw to lie 2, or a chase, or a run back, or 3 is a possibility. Got to make this one buried again, though. Line is good. They're just a little bit worried about how hard this one is. Need this one to stop in the house.
Slow down.
Doesn't look like it's gonna stop. Sometimes in these arenas, it's like it's downhill to those back corners. And that'll do it for this this game, unfortunately. Jasmine's not going to miss an open takeout here, and he's got that right in front of him here to win the game. I guess maybe that yellow rock's splittable, Jen.
Yeah, I think you give it a go, Brent. It's you never know if you can get that on or have an open mistake. Important. I mean, it's nice if Team Quebec can hit and stay.
Impose de moi.
Wants to broom right in the middle of the rock. Gonna throw this nice and hard. Much less likely to pick.
Get them. Whoa, whoa.
Fist pump there from Jasmine.
Can we hammer that? If we can't get that on, get the shooter to go in.
Doesn't really look splittable to me, Jen.
No.
Well, there's not a split.
No.
I don't think it's splittable.
You might be able to tap it in and then roll your shooter closer so that it becomes splittable.
It'd be wide open. I wouldn't even bother.
But then you need Jasmine to miss a wide
yeah,
open
and then
hit
you need
still.
to remove the one in the house.
Probably not there. It's too far back.
I think that's probably enough. And that is it. That is our game. We have victory for Team Quebec. They managed to kind of plug away, force some big shots from Team BC, and Team BC just a little bit off on those shots, but a very well-curled game, Brent, and that'll be a win for Team Quebec, and we'll see you at 7:30 local time for our final draw of the day.